Welcome to MTG Ectoplasm, your home for Spirit Tribal and Magic the Gathering. I'm your host, Dwight, aka D Blanco, a medium that wears an extra, extra large. You can reach out to me on Twitter at MTG Ectoplasm, or you can email me directly at mtgectoplasm@gmail.com. Let me know how am I doing. Am I doing a good job, a bad job, or maybe I shouldn't quit my day job? Now, like I do each and every single episode, let me bring in the young lady. She's the driver, the engineer of the show, the one, the only, the ravishing one herself, the ravishing Renata. How you doing there, ravishing?
I'm doing better.
You're doing better. What do you mean you're doing better?
Oh, last week I was starting to get a little sick, but it's going away now.
Yeah, and guess who got it now? You can tell by the voice, right? Like this, I got that sultry, wonderful voice, and thank you for giving it to me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for whoever created antibiotics. So that's why I haven't put out an episode this early, for almost a week. It's just under the weather, but here I am back again. So, yeah, this is an IRL edition, a live edition. So for those reviewing, thank you for joining us. Don't forget, if you want to sit there and chime in, you can do so live. Now, I got to bring in the young man. He joins me. This is going to be an ongoing ritual. I enjoy having him on. You don't know him as Ugly Dan. You know him as Handsome Dan. How you doing there, Handsome Dan?
I'm good, Dwight. How are you?
I'm doing all right. We got to lift up that volume of yours because it's a little low. If you don't mind.
I don't know how to do it.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll figure something out throughout the shift. So, Dan, how you been? How's the family?
Pretty great, actually. We're just kind of like, let's see. This work any better? Is that any better?
Yeah, there you go. You're cooking with gas now.
Yeah, I switched it to the one that's on the headphone or on the camera.
Okay.
Family's good. Kids are great. My 6-month-old daughter ate some avocado tonight. She loves it. Made some hot dogs for my 5-year-old daughter. My son had other food. Cooked some burgers and eggs for myself, and I'm about ready to go eat it. So
we got to hurry up this episode. That's what you're trying to tell me right now, huh?
Oh no, we good. I'm just trying to calm down. I just finished a run, which is why I'm late today. So. Okay. Apologize.
No, the wife and I forgive you, and the viewers, hopefully, they'll forgive you as well.
Appreciate it.
So, Dan, let's get this thing started, shall we? Last week, I had my friend Peter Valco on, and we were talking about Lord of the Rings. But one thing we did not mention is one thing in particular. And Ravishing, why don't you bring it up for us? It is this, Dan. The One Ring. The One Ring, one of one. Now, it's in Elvish, so I can't read it. So to me, it's like, meh. But the fact that it's 1-in-1, it's speculators, magic speculators, the people that are about the buku bucks, like the guy Rudy,
Rudy
Alpha
from,
Investments.
Alpha Investments, yeah.
Yeah, I like the guy. I enjoy watching his, his YouTube. But they're speculating right now. This card.
It's $1 million card, man.
$1 million card. That's ridiculous.
I mean, you look at it like this: like, how much does a a signed Black Lotus artist proof go for?
I have no clue.
And how many are there?
Probably not many.
100 of them.
At most.
Maybe about
right.
probably about 100. Maybe there's 50 of them.
Right.
It's how many Black Lotuses are there? Several thousand. In decent condition, maybe a 10.
Right.
Like maybe 100. You're talking about a card that's only got one. There's one of this card. It's gonna be way up there, dude. I've seen there's one dude that was offering $100,000 for it. Then I saw later that he was offering $50,000, and he'll take you to a volcano so that you can both throw it in there together.
That would be fun.
I think that's what you should do. I think that honestly, I'm gonna hope to get it, and then pretend that the one of one set number that it's got on there is its mana cost, and I think it'll make a great proxy for a Soul Ring.
Well, me personally, this is me. If I get this, I'm proxying it. I'm going to a volcano, like somewhere. I'm hoping to go like Iceland. Everybody wants to go to Hawaii. I want to go to Iceland and just
Yeah.
drop it in a volcano. Just the proxy version, not the real one.
I mean, if you ever end up near a volcano, I think it's definitely got to happen. I mean, whoever does it first.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, you send me a video, I will Venmo you $5. That's a promise.
So my thing is, I wanted the viewers out there because, but the fact is that I don't know if you remember Zendikar Block. I don't know if it was before you. The Zendikar Block.
I remember Zendikar Block.
They had the treasure, so they put out old school cards in their packs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they did it again and over again. And then, that's how we got the masterpiece cards. That's how we ended up getting those weird cards in the Amonkhet set with the
Strixhaven Mystical Archives.
Exactly.
And all the other,
so that's how we got,
editions.
And now we have evolved for one card.
Yeah.
The only printing of this. That's ridiculous.
You know what it tells me? It tells me more than anything else that people like the collectible aspect of the game just as much as they do playing it. And
it's a collectible card game, and that's what I've been seeing since day one. That's what I have a problem with WotC printing and more printing.
Yeah.
Of like me personally, I'm a collector. I want to look. I have all this here. Why? Because I like to collect, but at the same time, I want to play the card game. So, excuse me. My problem is stop printing so much because I want to collect.
Yeah,
I'm not Mr. Moneybags here,
bro. Dude, that's why I'm all about the artist proofs. It's like the same thing. I mean, yeah, there's more than one of each one of them. Like this is a one of one, but like, you pick up an artist proof from an artist knowing that there's only 50 of them that exist or 30 of them if you got the foil. That exist in the wild, like this Path to Exile from, who was it? Darken? The Darken Path to Exile from the Gideon. There's what, 50 of these in existence. And like that's it. It makes it that much more special, like to have, and I feel that much more connected to the game because of it. And I like the option to have the artist sketch the art on them. I think that's
you were trying to tell me to do the same thing for the Selfless Spirit with
dude. That Selfless Spirit is hot. I got that somewhere in here too.
Yeah, that thing's sexy.
I think there's 50 of that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I picked up this. Check this out. Got a Mikokoro from John Avon.
Of course you did.
I wrote on the sleeve so that I know what it is, so other people know what it is. But I'm super stoked about it. I haven't had an Avon artist proof until this one, so I'm very excited to get it.
There you go.
But yeah, dude, you should invest in them. Everyone should.
So like I said, I wanted to bring this up because not too many it caught the Magic community by surprise. Like one of one. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Our first $1 million card here. I'm excited for it. So hopefully,
first $1 million card that's coming out of a pack at $1 million. So and I could see it going for higher than that. I mean, my hope is that the right person gets it.
This guy
right away. I hope that somebody gets it right away so that the hype dies down. But I can't imagine that that's going to happen. I think.
So let me ask the appropriate question.
Yeah, what's up?
Ravishing. How many boxes of this can I buy so I can get this damn thing?
Oh boy.
Okay, so she's not saying no, but that's a possible yes.
It's a possible.
Hey, it's $1 million card.
You got a 1 in a million chance.
See, there you go.
You got less than that.
Less than $1 million chance here.
Yeah, I'm sure there's more than 1 million packs being sold.
All right. Well, now it's time, Dan. Let's get into what the meat and potatoes of the show, what everybody wants to sit here and came here to view. It's Morrow. Morrow, once again, my friend, good friend of the show. I like to call him a good friend of the show. Realistically, I met him at Magic Con in Philly. He and I
like Morrow. He seems like a cool
brief
dude.
talk, and he ended up doing his timely teasers again. Let me read what he normally says. Is like before previews of March of the Machines officially begins. I thought it'd be fun to do another My Duelist style teaser where I give tiny hints of things to come. Note that I'm not giving you partial, note that I'm only giving you partial information. So, Dan, shall we begin this?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
down.
let's get this thing started. He's telling us there are going to be numerous cards that mechanically care about Phyrexians.
Numerous cards mechanically care about Phyrexians. So it sounds like they're looking for a Phyrexian tribal or a stronger Phyrexian tribal. Hopefully it's not based on infect or toxic, because that would make it, that much more powerful. I don't know that EDH needs another game another.
Hello, Middlecraft was Phyrexian because it had to deal with artifacts and.
Ooh, I'd be down for that because I play
and
Affinity
this
and
time,
Pauper.
and quote me on this. This is what I personally believe. I believe it has to deal with the oil. You're going to have creatures who need to be lubricated or have been overly lubricated.
So
it doesn't sound right, but I'm just saying there's a bit of the Phyrexian lube that's getting around.
There is that, yeah, Phyrexian oil making things slick, nice and slippery.
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying that there's going to be a key card mechanically that has to deal with the lube.
I want to like argue you on this, but the last time we did this for Mark Rosewater's God, what's the set that just came out?
All Will Be One.
Yeah, All Will Be One. When he was doing exactly this for All Will Be One, we had a conversation, and he was like, a new kind of counter, and you were like, it's going to be oil, and I was like, no way. And guess what? Yeah, I know. You go back and watch that episode, and that exact interaction happened.
Well, I'm making it here. I'm going to be prophetic here. We're talking about lube. We're talking about the Phyrexian oil again.
I don't believe it, but I have a hard time pushing back on you.
It's a 1,000 card set, so you're going to have to expect the unexpected.
Yeah, I mean, I you know what? I hope you're right, and all I hope is that it's something good for Pauper. Affinity, it's an underplayed deck. It's not that strong. It could definitely use some help. I mean, we got a Tog band. We got Disciple of the Vault band.
Right.
Like, it's like,
Dan, what I'm going to tell you is that Magic is going to be transformed. We're not going to recognize Magic after this set. I'm just telling you, things are going to completely change. Now, the next one, it reads a double-faced token, one that transforms. Now, I'm most people aren't a fan of the double-sided tokens. I'll be honest with you. They get them in the commander sets, and they usually get very annoyed. But one that transforms, piqued my interest here.
I like the double-sided tokens just because, like, if I'm making a deck, maybe it gives me an incentive to play something. Like, I pull a token out of my box, I look at it, I see that it's got something on the other side, and I'm like, hey, maybe I'll try to get some use out of this and like build around it. Or it's just nice that it's foil on both sides if I get one of those from the from one of the collector boosters. But at the same time, I'm really intrigued by this double-faced token. Kind of makes me think that there's like, a day and night mechanic, something similar to that, or maybe
what was it? Pre-oozed, pre-lubed, and then post-lubed.
Jeez, yeah. I mean, maybe. Hey,
that's where I'm going with it. Like, you're gonna see me constantly talk about the lube because you were with me at PhillyCon. They were talking about Phyrexians invading everywhere. They're not just stopping in one spot. They found a portal, and they're going to every inch of this multiverse.
Yeah,
they're hitting Alara. They're hitting Theros. They're nailing a whole bunch of places.
Yeah.
So
do you think that oil is going to like create a slick that allows them to slide between different planes?
Oh, they're bringing the slick with them to to complete people, to complete the species of people on those planes.
Hey, I can't argue. Like I said, you were 100% right on the last video that we looked at, took video recorded. Right. Recorded. That's the word. And I'm gonna have a hard time arguing with you.
I'm telling you, just look at Omnath. Look at the newest the spoiled edition of Omnath. You know what I mean? He's got the slick on him. Anytime you see any of these new cards, they got a little bit of the lube on them. So I'm like, what's
Yeah,
going on here?
those new cards, they're hot.
Dude, they're sexy.
They are. I pulled the I pulled the Elishnorn.
Yeah.
And the Phyrexian Obliterator. I'm pretty stoked on that. That was my daughter's work in progress name.
All
before
right.
she was born.
Well, now let's look at the next card. A card that cost an X and 4 blue.
I'm down.
What do you think it'll be, Dan? Tell me your thoughts.
An X and 4 blue.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine that it's going to be a draw spell with something else attached to it. Probably. I mean, like I'd be stoked if it was like a win the game effect, because like, you know, if you're paying at least 5 for an effect, it better be tacked onto something good. I'd like to run it in my Zaxara deck, so that I can, you know, go infinite on it and hopefully get a lot of benefit. You know, the last thing I want is another card that's like, oh, you know, if you paid 1, if you played 2, if you paid 3, you know, if you paid 4 or whatever, where like you don't get a benefit off of paying, you know, infinite mana into it. You know, I'm hoping that it's something like a something that wins, you know?
Okay. Well, I think it's going to be that way. I think it's actually going to be a win card where, you know, we're actually going to see Tolarian Academy brought up in a certain way because of artifacts. I think you're going to have a certain amount of artifacts and you win. You know what I mean? And
I'd be down for that. Ooh, so, you know what? Maybe it'd be cool if it was like X is equal to the number of artifacts you control.
Mm-hmm. And then you win the game. Yeah. But, well, the problem is if they have 1, it has to be more than, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I guarantee it has to deal with artifacts. Now, the next one says a variant of a mechanic returns to a primer set for the first time since it originally appeared. I know what I want to say, and it makes sense depending because of all the images that I've seen come out get spoiled for this set.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you go first, but there's one I have in mind.
Affinity?
No.
Man.
Okay, I'll tell you. Yeah, ready? Banding.
No way. I mean,
banding is back.
All right, so my reaction, absolutely not. It's too complicated, and I mean, it's really not. But like, it sounds complicated. If they give it a reword and then they, you know, they figure out how to like streamline it, so that new players can understand. But there's no way that they're going to be like, here is one of the most complicated combat mechanics.
We have Thalia with the Gitrod frog. Banding right there. You have the pairing of other creatures.
Maybe.
That's banding.
Maybe.
We will see banding return.
What about Soulbound?
It's not the same thing.
I know it's not the same
thing. They're not soulbound. They're just working together as a team. They're banded together.
Man, I hope you're wrong.
I know. Just think a variant of a mechanic returned to a primer set for the first time since it originally appeared.
Yeah.
What haven't we seen return in a while?
I don't know, dude. Soulbound. I hope it's not banding, because that's like,
it's cheesy and ugly. Yes.
I mean, like, all right. So part of me does very much secretly hope it is banding, because I used to have a banding deck and it was the worst. But at the same time, it made everybody groan because it was banding.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, like, how could you look at it and you're like, man, now I have to remember what this is. It's an evergreen mechanic that shouldn't exist because it's complicated, and it's going to make learning the game hard for anybody that wants to learn the game. But the other part of me is like, yes, bring it back. The other part of me is like, no, I don't think that. I can't possibly imagine that that's what it's going to be.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Boo Crew, you let me know. You reach out to me at MTG Ectoplasm and let me know. What do you think? Do you think it's banding?
No,
let's
I
find out.
don't.
I'd be
I
interested to see
don't.
what you guys say
I
in the in the comment section as well.
I can't. I don't think it's going to be banding at all. I think it's going to be something like. I think it's going to be like Solond or something else like that. There's no way it's banding, dude. But then again, I was wrong on oil counters, so for all intents and purposes, it might as well be banding.
All right. Well, let's look at the next one. A legendary creature returns, not seen since Homelands.
Ooh,
I have an idea here.
It's Joven, dude.
Everybody, see, you
it's
want Joven. I'm bringing up someone different.
No, who do you think it is?
Autumn Willow.
Autumn Willow. Okay.
Autumn Willow makes her return. I was going to say Baron Segir, but Segir has been back. So
yes, I mean, well, has Singer been back?
Yes.
I mean, you've got Singer Vampire, but that's not the same thing.
So with that being said, it has to be Autumn Willow.
You
don't think I'm hoping for Autumn Willow because
Chandler and Joven.
Nah.
Chandler and Joven. I mean, it could be Chandler. His ability is destroy target artifact creature, so I don't see why not. The heck's going on? Oh, it's my wife.
Okay. Hello, wife. Let's go with the next card. Well, what do you say? You think it's Joven?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's got to be Joven, dude. He's like a meme. He's a meme. He's the Tybalt of Homeland's legendary creatures.
Okay.
He was. I mean, destroy target non-creature artifact. Like costs 5, costs 3 red to activate his ability. I mean, the ability's not bad, but at the same time, like, is anybody playing Joven?
No.
But then again.
Exactly.
Could be really fun. I mean, I don't know, man. It would be really fun.
All right.
I hope it's Joven. I want new Joven art.
Well, let's look at the next one. The next one says a creature capable of dealing 11 poison counters.
What this tells me more than anything else is that they're going to increase the poison counter rule.
Okay. Explain.
I think that either there's going to be some effects or something within the set that increases the amount of poison that you can take, or allows you to remove poison. Like a vaccine.
No, it's saying a creature capable of dealing 11 points.
Yeah.
Done.
What's the point of dealing 11 poison counters if you
win the game?
Well, yeah, but you could have it deal 10 poison counters. Are they just turning it up to 11 for no reason?
Exactly. Why not?
I mean, you could do that, but at the same time, it makes.
I'm going to say something controversial. Ready? They haven't made a vaccine for infect. The only thing they made is an old school card called Leeches that removes poison counters. Yeah. That's it.
I feel like maybe they'll bring Leeches back.
Maybe they'll make a vaccine. I don't know.
You want to say hi? Okay. That's my ravishing one.
Oh, that's your ravishing one. Huh?
That's my ravishing one. Yes.
All right.
Hi, Renata.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, so the next one says some planes show up in card names that have never done so before. So that's, to me, it's I think that's pretty cool that we get to revisit some old planes through old cards.
Yeah, I mean, my hope is that they somehow incorporate plane chase, because like you said, and like we were talking about before, it sounds like the Phyrexians are gliding into different planes all throughout the multiverse, and it'd be really exciting.
Dan, you were there.
I know.
They talked about.
I know.
New for
yeah, when
Commander, the plane chase cards.
That was such a fun event, dude.
Yeah.
Man, if you missed out, if you weren't there,
you missed out seeing me.
It was great. It was
and
great.
Him.
You missed out seeing me.
And him.
Yeah, forget him. You missed out seeing me.
There you go.
Nah.
Now my favorite is this. Now I'm gonna have you guess.
Yeah.
Ren returns with a new partner. Now we know Ren had 6. We know Ren had 7. Ren and 8?
No.
Question mark?
Absolutely not. Okay. So here's my thought. We have seen a bunch of new cards. We've seen a lot of secret layers, and we've had a lot of great universes beyond crossovers. It's going to be Ren and 11.
No.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. No. I'm calling it now.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely not Ren and 11.
Absolutely. Ren and 11. Yeah. The guys from the boys from Stranger Things are gonna pair up with Ren in banding, and 11's gonna save the day.
Okay.
No.
That's what that gets. Ready? This is who I personally think Ren gets matched up with. Ready?
Yeah. Who?
Instead of Ren and 6, Ren and 7, it becomes Ren and
8.5 tails.
Doran the Siege Tower.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Doran makes his return because remember he's stuck in Lorwyn, and Ren magically appears there and going, "Hey, I need a tree to attach myself to." Doran, you're a legendary tree. Come here, big boy or big girl. I need to attach myself to you.
I mean, for flavor, I hope it's Ren and 8.5 tails, but I know that's not going to be the case.
He only attaches himself to trees because he's a bit of an elemental, or he attaches himself to elementals. I forget how it works.
Is that confirmed?
Oh yeah, like that's. At first, I was going to say Multani, Ren and Multani, or Ren and Malamo. I was going to say that, but for me, something just said, let me go with Doran to be safe than sorry. Okay, the next one reads this. 2 draft archetypes that have a creature type matter component, one of which is frictions. See above.
Yeah.
I don't know what to guess on here.
Draft archetypes. 2 draft archetypes that have a creature type matters component. Draft archetypes. Why? So I'm wondering specifically, like, why he included that it's a mention of draft archetypes. Like, are we going to see some sort of conspiracy cards included in this set?
I hope not.
Like, because like every I mean, there's draft boosters. Like, why would you specifically mention that it's a draft archetype, and not just a creatures matters archetype?
And what will it do to the booster price decks?
I don't know.
Because you got the booster draft, you got the draft boxes, the expensive joints. How's it going to affect that economy on all 3? Just saying.
I don't know. You know what? Considering they have a separate draft booster, and they know that people that are looking to pull cards are looking for like set boosters and collectors boosters, and any number of other types of product that they're offering, like the complete bundle,
right?
Stuff like that. I could see that in draft boosters, they start to include things like a conspiracy type card or like a plane type card, because the people that are buying those now are, I mean, really the only reason to buy a draft booster is if you plan on doing a draft, or if you're at a sealed event and you're intending to play some sort of limited environment. Because otherwise there's not really an incentive to buy those anymore for the average player. Nope. It's not like you're getting 1 rare. There's no guarantee of a foil. There's no guarantee of any special art treatment. It's primarily just for, this is limited and we're going to play. And so you know what? I think that the clues that Rosewater's dropping is that in draft boosters, there's going to be a specific mechanic that, they're taking something from, I think that the hints that he's dropping they're taking something from like Jumpstart, where it's a sealed pack. You just throw lands into it and play, or you just open it up and slam it with another one and play. And draft is going to become the draft boosters are going to become an experience unto themselves, where you're not just cracking these to see what the rare is. It's going to be as much about cracking this with your friends and then doing something with it. Giving you, I could see that that's where he wants to go, or where Wizards is gonna take Magic, which is why he's saying, Magic is gonna be so different than it ever was.
You're putting a real unique spin on it, which I'm like, wow, okay. If they're gonna go this way, I'm really interested in seeing where they go with this.
I didn't think about it until literally just now, because you're where are we? Two draft archetypes that have a creature type matters component. It's just that he's specifically mentioning draft archetypes, and that makes me think. Going back to other things, looking two hints up. Some planes show up in card names that have never done so before. So maybe we get planes on a plane chase style card, so that draft becomes like a plane chase style set, at least for this. Looking further up, what was it? Variant of a mechanic returns to a premiere set for the first time since it originally appeared. That variant of a mechanic doesn't necessarily need to be something that was in a premiere set. It could be plane chase, but now it's in a premiere set.
Okay.
I think that's where we're headed. I'm calling that now. That's my hot take. That's my hot take from this, is that we're going to see something in those draft boosters that we've never seen before, which is why Rosewater and all of the Magic folks are saying it's going to be so different. It's going to be unlike anything you've ever seen. It's going to change Magic forever, because they're going to change that draft environment from you're just building a 40 card deck and jamming against an opponent to you're going to be taking this and you're going to make it an experience. And it's going to be, like Commander's got its thing. You've got Modern, Pioneer, and like all these other sets that are basically, just an expanded version of a 40 card format that you would play with draft, except they're going to add something to it to draft. And it's going to throw some chaos into Cube, which I think honestly could be real fun. There's going to be some good Cube cards that are not your standard cards.
Well, let's see. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, Boo Crew, what do you say?
Yeah,
reach out to me. Reach out to on the comment, or email me at mtgectoplasm@gmail.com. Is Dan right? Is he wrong?
I hope.
Share with us. Let us know what you think, because it's a really interesting hot take.
At me at Fires in Atlantis on Instagram. Like my photos and yell at me and tell me how wrong I am, and then I hope that I get to say, hey, I told you so. And if not, then I'll be pretty pumped. I'd be stoked if that was the case, because it would make me really want to go play draft again. Being able to experience Magic in a completely different way than, I love plane chase. Plane chase is great. It's such a fun format. I'd be stoked if that was what they did with draft. Could make it real fun.
All right.
You've got dungeons, you've got adventures, you've got all these abilities that, impact the game from outside the game. It'd be really cool if they did something with like a plane chase style draft.
I hear you.
Hot take right there.
Well, let's go to the next one. It says the 10th blank and blank sword. Now this is it. There's no more.
Yeah.
That's it for the swords.
Until they start doing 3-color swords.
Oh, well, that's true.
Yeah.
Dan, what colors do you think it is? There's only one color left.
Yeah, I have the swords. I have the swords up.
And what do you think it'll be called?
All right. So you mind if I run through the list?
Sure. I mean, I already know what color it is.
I know you know what color it is. I think I know what color it is too. We've got War and Peace, Truth and Justice. We've got Sinew and Steel, Light and Shadow. I'm looking at a list right now. I'm not thinking these off the top of my head. We have Hearth and Home, great sword. Forge and Frontier, Fire and Ice, also another great sword. Feast and Famine, that's a good one. Dungeons and Dragons, my favorite sword. Body and Mind, I don't know. I'm sure there. I feel like I missed a couple, but I want to say it's like Death and Despair.
Okay, and Death and Despair would be what colors?
Blue and black, right?
Blue and black. That's the color combination that we are missing.
Yeah. I feel like that's like what my heart says. Like death for black, despair for blue. I mean, they're thematically on point, but I feel like they're not going to make it that easy in naming this, or at least
I think it should be called. Oh shoot, I have it here.
Darkness and Water.
No, definitely not.
No, I'm kidding.
Decay and Dismay.
I don't know. It doesn't roll off the tongue. Like War and Peace is already like a phrase unto itself. Truth and justice. They're two things that go together. They're like in the lexicon.
Decay and Dismay go together.
I don't know that they do. Dungeons and Dragons, Light and Shadow, Sinew and Steel. Like these are already like phrases that are in our language. You know, Hearth and Home. I mean, Forge and Frontier, Fire and Ice, Feast and Famine, Dungeons and Dragons, Body and Mind. I think it's going to be Death and Despair.
Death and Despair. Okay.
I would.
Another Dan hot take. Death and Despair.
Death and Despair. You want to bet $5 on it?
No, of course I don't want to bet no fun. You're probably 100% damn right on that.
Yeah, I feel like I am. I mean, I hope I am. If not, I'll be a little disappointed. But at the same time, like, whatever. What do you think the abilities are going to be?
I have no clue. Knowing certain people are going to be like, listen, I want to be able to mill, and I guarantee the blue is going to be.
It's going to give you 2/2. It's going to give you protection from blue
and black.
And then whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, it's going to
mill the top 5 or 7 cards.
No, I think it's going to be destroy target creature and mill the top card or discard a card.
Okay.
You're going to be discarding or you're going to be milling. Maybe mill and discard. I think for death, if it is Death and Despair, I think it's going to be destroy a creature that player controls and they have to discard a card at random, or of their choice or something along those lines. I think that thematically that's where a Death and Despair would be. But I don't know. They like if that is, I think that's a really, really strong effect. That would be one of the best swords. So okay. I don't know if they would go that far.
Well, let's keep on going. It says now this is a new section here that Mr. Rosewater decided to go. Next here are some rules text that will be showing up upon cards. Ready? The first one says, you may cast spells with flash or flying from the top of your library. To me, this is a spirit card, but unfortunately, there are no spirits in the set.
Really? That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah. I guess spirits can't be lubricated.
I mean, that's going to be a fairy.
Okay.
That's a fairy card. There's fairies in the last set?
Not in the last set, but like a couple sets ago.
Recently, there's been fairies?
Yeah.
That's... it's either a fairy or it's going to be some sort of like wizard.
Remember, they're going to be showing back at Eldraine, so
we're back in Eldraine.
I'm not saying they're back in Eldraine. Remember, Phyrexia is invading all different planes. They're going to be back, nailing Eldraine. We already know that the Kenrith and his wife, the king and queen, are dead.
Right.
So we know that for a fact. It's been spoiled. Yeah. So with that being said, we know they're going back. So you may be 100% right here. It may be fairies.
I mean, fairies would be dope. Obviously as a Merfolk player, I definitely prefer Merfolk. But if it's going to be I'd like it to be a spirit for you and for myself for Pioneer.
Right.
Or a wizard. I would be stoked on a wizard because I think that I think that wizard tribal mono blue, like wizard devotion, mono blue devotion, wizard tribal in Pioneer has legs. Just nobody's playing it. I'm gonna not play that deck, but I'm gonna talk about it a lot.
There you go.
Yeah, I played EDH, so
okay. Well, the next one reads an aura, god, or demigod card.
So all I hope is that it does something good for my man Heliod. That's all I care about.
I don't hope for anything good. I just hope it does something that I can use.
Yeah, bro. I play Heliod. I want something good for Heliod. Maybe give him extra indestructible, hexproof. I don't know, but my man Heliod's a great dude.
I'm just saying, honestly, this is just going to be me just saying these are two different cards. One's going to be a god, one's a demigod, and it's an aura. So there you go.
Yeah,
that's my personal opinion on it. Now, the next card, it says, where X is the excess damage dealt this way. Well, excess damage dealt this way.
It's going to be something with trample. And you draw X cards or something where X is the excess damage. Or you target player mills X cards or something along those lines. It's going to be, I'd imagine it's something green. Maybe green, black. It's going to be green something, green X. And the X effect could be any number of things. It could be, deal X damage to a creature if it's in like Gruul,
right.
where X is the I feel like it's going to be a trample effect, or maybe add poison counters where X is the
that's
damage.
fair.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, that would be thematic for the set.
Now the next one says this spell can't be copied.
Yeah.
Now that scares me because if it can't be copied, it must be something terribly amazing.
It could be something like return target spell to its owner's hand. Could be like a remand effect, and then it can't be copied because they don't want you to be able to copy it, return it to your hand, and then repeat that effect every turn. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's fair.
So it could be something benign, but you're probably right. I mean, I hope it's something good. Sounds cool.
Now the next one reads: activate only if you cast 2 or more spells this turn.
I hope it's a free counter spell. Like a mind break trap, except it's all about you casting spells.
Oh, so more traps. Okay, that's fair. I like that concept. Bringing back the traps.
Yeah, I like the traps.
Okay.
Yeah. Traps make the world go round.
Each player can't cast more than one non-Phyrexian spell each turn.
Yikes.
Oh, yeah, I don't like that cost.
Yikes. Yeah. Yikes. I hope that costs way too much and doesn't get played at all.
Yeah, I agree.
Like something
I concur.
Like, what is it? Eidolon of Rhetoric that only allows you to cast one spell each turn, I think. I got it somewhere in here. But yeah, I mean, that's backbreaking for like any deck. So I hope it costs like $1 million. Like make it like a Gleemax.
Oof.
Yeah. Make it cost infinity mana. Yeah, it's Eidolon of Rhetoric. Each player can't cast more than one spell each turn.
Now the next one is X twice, where X is the number of lands you control.
I'm down with that. That sounds green.
It could be any of these damn colors. I'll be honest with you. That's I wouldn't be surprised if it's a cycle.
X twice. Yeah, dude, I'd be stoked if it's a cycle, but I bet white gets
I'm gonna be honest. It has to be a cycle, or a semi-cycle where it's every color but black.
Yeah, maybe. Now, if it's anything, it's going to be every color but red, just like the Tudor cycle.
Yeah, that's how it always happens.
What do they get? Gifts Ungiven or something like that?
Exactly. Whenever a permanent you control transforms or a permanent enters the battlefield under your control, transformed.
All right, so we're
Ooh.
talking flip cards in this set.
Yeah.
Dope. I'm down.
Okay, so
Wait, transforms?
whenever a permanent you control transforms, so okay. Or a permanent
Do
enters the battlefield under your control, transformed. So you
do
could. It seems like there are two different ways you can cast these creatures. Either it comes in normal and eventually evolve and be transformed, or you can cast the casting cost of it pre-transformed or post-transformed.
we don't have anything that
We don't have anything like
wait,
that,
no,
but I think that's
we have
potential.
cards that transform already. That's not like day or night. Wait, is that day or night? Yeah. Because that's an Avacyn or
Yeah, that's a
Shadows over. That's Innistrad block.
Yeah, this the humans transform into werewolves.
Yeah, they transform. Okay, so if permanent unit controls transforms or permanent enters the battlefield under your control transformed. So are we gonna see like Innistrad type effects?
Like I said, they're coming to each plane, Dan.
I know they're coming to each plane, but I'm looking at Gatherer and seeing what cards came, like what cards use the keyword transform.
Okay.
And it's all stuff from Innistrad block.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if
I'm telling you, Dan, don't be surprised they start using the word transform in this set too, from being pre-looped to post-looped.
God, I hope not. Yeah.
Just saying.
Like lubricate shaft of Elish.
Hey, we're gonna get you. Hey, I know where you're going with that. Hey, hey. All right, let's get to the next card because you're getting a little too excited about the loops. If opponent protects it, remove a defense counter from it.
Wait, where's that? If opponent protects it, remove a defense counter from it.
All right, it's a wall. It's a damn defensive wall.
Remove a defense counter. No, because we don't have a protect ability yet. So it sounds like we're getting a protect ability, and we're also, which relates to a defense counter. So we're finding out right now that we're getting defense counters.
Right.
And that there's going to be an ability, like an evergreen ability called protect, which is interesting. I wonder what that means. Yeah.
Well, let's keep it going.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
At the beginning of your upkeep, if you haven't been dealt combat damage since your last turn, draw a card and you lose 1 life.
Cool.
I like that card.
Yeah.
I hope that's like a low mana cost white card or a blue card.
It's Phyrexian Bob.
Yeah, that's I can deal with that. Like, yeah. I would be excited to see where we go with that. Me personally, I wish that was a spirit, but realistically, there ain't no spirits in the next set. So let's see what else is coming down. Oh, here it is. Thank you, Ravishing, for doing what you're doing. It says, finally, here are some Phyrexians in the set. So some Phyrexians for us. Ready? We get a Phyrexian bear rhino.
Cool.
It's not a cocaine bear, but it's a Phyrexian bear rhino.
You can give it haste.
And cocaine.
Well, I mean, you could,
but Phyrexian devil, which I'm excited. I do like devils.
I hope it's a vexing devil. Phyrexian vexing devil.
That would be funny.
I love that card. That's one of my favorite cards.
Then a Phyrexian dog warrior. I'm excited to see dog warrior as one. Phyrexian jackal. Okay. How about a Phyrexian samurai? We're going back to we're basically going back to Kamigawa here.
Yeah, it does sound like a Kamigawa. So wait, so let's consider where what sets might we see? Like Phyrexian Shark kind of reminds me of was it Ikoria?
Mm-hmm.
Like if we're seeing sharks, we're seeing Ikoria. If we're seeing samurai, we're seeing Kamigawa. If we're seeing dogs, I mean devils. I think that's Innistrad.
Innistrad.
Jackal.
Devils is Innistrad. Rhinos were in the Khan block. Yoshino was the Urza block. Weirds were I think Ravnica block. Tree folk, you're talking about Land of War, also Dominaria.
What is
Homeland, like shades? The Yishan shade. So you got Phyrexian shade, Phyrexian shark, Phyrexian tree folk, Phyrexian Vashino, Phyrexian weird. So those are all the weirds that all the Phyrexians were being told.
Those are all different. Yeah, I mean, like we talked about before, it's all different sets. So they're pulling a bunch of things from different sets. I swear, dude, we're plane chasing.
Dude, of course. I keep on. I'm going to repeat myself again.
Phyrexia
is an all-out. Phyrexia, they found a way. They found a portal. They're going to mass areas. They're bringing the lube with them, and they're completing everybody.
Oh God, stop calling it lube.
That's what it is. It's Phyrexian oil. Oil is lube.
It's Phyrexian oil. I know.
So they're oiling everybody up. I don't know if that sounds even worse. They're oiling everybody up. They're getting everybody KY'd. And then here we go. Some creature types, lines of denizen fighting. Was fighting?
Yeah, I don't understand what he's trying to say.
And okay, so these are the creatures that are actually fighting against the Phyrexians.
Oh, okay. So this is like, so if the Phyrexians are the Axis power, we're talking about the allies.
Yes.
Okay.
If you want to go the good guys versus the bad guys, these are the good guys.
I would assume that the Phyrexians are the bad guys, but I don't.
Well, depending
the bad individuals.
Yeah. So we have Moonfolk Ninja, of course, Kamigawa. You got Aetherborn Vampire. Usually you're potentially talking here Kaladesh.
Kaladesh, okay.
Yeah, because of the
Aetherborn. Yeah. I was thinking vampire for Innistrad.
Fungus rabbit. Fungus rabbit. That's a unique
so
thing.
Fun. That sounds so fun.
I'm thinking Dominaria right there.
Yeah, okay.
Dwarf Pilot, back to Kaladesh.
Yeah.
Raccoon Warrior. I've never seen a raccoon in the game.
That's what's that movie with Groot?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, it's Guardians of the Galaxy. I think we're talking it's an unset because we're out in space.
Goblin Shapeshifter. So you can
Spell Shaper.
I'm gonna Spell Shaper. I'm gonna sit there and say Lorwyn here.
Yeah,
because Lorwyn had plenty of goblins.
Dude, I hope we hit Lorwyn again.
And because it says Spell Shaper, there's a part of me that wants to go back all the way back to Marcadian Mask, where Marcadian Mask in those sets they had Spell Shapers.
Yeah.
Creature Wolverine Dinosaur. Well, nothing scares me more than a Logan, a Logan dinosaur.
Yeah.
A Weapon X dinosaur.
Elder Giant Dog?
So legendary creature, Elder Giant Dog.
Are we getting Secret Lair Clifford?
I don't know, but I hope it looks like a pug. Personally, this is just me. I'm a pug guy. I am my pug. Charlie.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are the chances we get to see a pug right now? You saw a cat earlier. I don't know if y'all caught it, but she was here.
This fat buddy.
God.
Yeah, for those that don't know, that's my dog Charlie. He's making his debut on the show. Yeah, he's a fat ball of 38 pounds of
He's a
pug.
ball of meat.
Oh yes. So this is what I hope that the Elder Giant Dog. Oh, thank you, bud. Okay, thank you.
He's
time to go back down.
He's the kind of dog that you just want to like you pet him on the head. You just like you do one of these. You go, oh yeah, you're such a good boy, and then you give him a nice smack on the side, and you hear that hollow thud as you hit him on the side. It's like do 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 do.
No, he's all meat. Like just squish his face. It's brittle. So hopefully we get an elder giant dog. So the question is, will this elder giant dog be around since the time of elder dragons? Just saying. Did Ugin and what's his name have a friend, and he was a giant dog?
Ugin.
Nico Bolas.
Did Ugin and Bolas?
Nico Bolas have a best friend named Fido, was a giant dog.
I hope so. What excites me most is Ape Dinosaur Turtle. Oh my god.
Okay, so legendary creature, Ape Dinosaur Turtle.
Yeah. I don't know what that's gonna be. All I can say is that I'm building a deck around it.
Okay.
I don't care what it is. Ape Dinosaur Turtle just sounds so much fun. It's got it. I mean, it's Ikoria. Like Ape Dinosaur Turtle is Ikoria. If I've ever heard Ikoria, it's Ape Dinosaur Turtle.
And then finally, last but not least, legendary creature Cyclops Homunculus.
So that is Philip. Fibblethip or
Fibblethip has already been. I mean, he's a homunculi.
He's a Cyclops homunculus.
Is he?
Yeah, FBLTHP. I call him
Fizzlethip.
I mean, people call him Fibblethip, but I call him Philip. He's a homunculus, but he is a Cyclops as well, and so they might have categorized him as a Cyclops homunculus for a new card because, I mean, he's a Cyclops homunculus. He's a homunculus. If you look him up, I got him on my screen. I can't share.
Yeah, we can't bring him on yet, but it'd be interesting to see if they make a return of Fizzlethip.
Philip.
All right, yeah, it's just because I'm still under the weather. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was it. That's Mark Rosewater's March of the Machine teasers. He gave us and then Dan and I went through line by line and try to figure out if it's exactly where we're correct. Dan, on his little soapbox, he made his little hot take.
Yeah, I think I'm right. You know what? I'll be really surprised if my guess of draft boosters, including or draft in like changing into some sort of plane chase thing with those clues, I'd be really surprised if I'm wrong. I hope I'm not wrong because that sounds super exciting. And if they don't do something like that, I'm going to be a little bummed because I'm, now that I kind of put those pieces together, I'm like really stoked on it. But, if I'm wrong, yell at me at Fires in Atlantis on Instagram.
And then my hot take for this episode is banding's back. That's what I'm saying. Banding is 100% back. It's going to be huge. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge.
So with that being said,
the best.
Is there anything you want to share with the listening and viewing audience before we end the show, Dan?
You know what? These are my favorite episodes. I love doing these pre-release looks at what Maro has to offer, what Blogatog is offering us up, and kind of trying to figure out like what's going to come up. That's all I got to say. Like this is the most fun that I have doing these shows.
Trying to figure out what's coming up down the pipe.
Like Magic is a game of puzzles. Like you're trying to figure out what your opponent's plan and trying to figure out how you can figure out like how to best their strategy, and looking at what Maro's got going on and all the little clues that he's given us. I think that it's his way of playing Magic without playing Magic against all the players, and I think that I figured it out. So I hope that I'm right. I hope for you that I'm right, because if I'm right, it's going to be so much fun, this draft environment.
Well, not only that, people are going to be coming into this episode like, yo, this guy knew Dan, or a handsome Dan. He figured it out. Blah, blah, blah.
At me, fires in Atlantis.
There you go. Cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. People are going to be throwing up their hands. They're going to say space aliens are real.
Got my favorite cat right here.
There you go.
Cleopatra.
Cleopatra?
No, Cleopatra.
Cleopatra. Okay, got it.
Cleopatra, because she's a cat.
Go. So, Ravishing, anything you want to say before we end the show?
No. Happy spring.
Happy spring, everybody. So
happy
there you
spring,
go.
Renata. Yo, you got a Phyrexian bundle behind you?
What? This thing here?
Yeah, it's beautiful, man.
Oh, yeah. Just saying. Yeah.
Yeah, you should see the counter that came with it.
Oh, yeah, the beautiful counter. Yeah.
No, it didn't come with a counter. Mine didn't come with counters.
No, mine did.
You opened it up? You got counters in yours?
Well, I got one of those spin jobbies.
Oh, I thought that those spin downs only came in the booster bundles. I didn't get one in either one, but I did pull an Elish Norn, so I'm stoked.
I know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody.
Okay.
Way.
Oh, you got it as a promo when you bought it at a store or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay,
basically.
Right. Well, I'm gonna buy mine on eBay. So
right.
we're good. We good.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for being here. I hope you had fun like Dan and I did. And do me a favor. The next time you're kicking your opponent's ass, make sure they say, "That's Bushi."
That's Bushi.